All right. So, who's a leader here? You're all leaders. Are you working with people that are leaders? Or are you working with people that are followers? Are you working with people that have the potential to be leaders? Do you understand this business? Do you really understand this business? Do you understand what makes this business tick? I'm going to cover 20 points. Number one, do you realize you need a dream? Have you worked that out yet? That you really need a dream, you need a goal, you need a why, you need a reason. Debbie just covered that. What's going to make you go out on that rainy night? What's going to give you that drive? Have you worked that out? Number one in this system is the dream. Do you really know? Because if you really did know, then you wouldn't fluctuate in this business. You wouldn't be up and down like a yo-yo. You'd have no attitude problem. You'd just go out and do it. What's your heart telling you right now? Don't think with your mind, think with your heart. What's your heart tell you about this business? Are you on track for your dream? Do you really know why you're doing it? Number two, are you counselling? Are you counselling? Most people say, yeah, I'm cool, I'm in Leaders Club, I counsel. People ring up and they say, I want a BRS, I want a business review session. I want someone to tell me where to work. I want someone to tell me this and I want someone to tell me that. Guess what? That's not counsel. Counsel's to do with change. That's what this business is all about. Are you changing? How long have you been in the business? And what sort of person are you today? What sort of leader are you today compared to when you first came into the business? Now, all you've got to do is turn around and have a look at the size of your group. And that will tell you, are you taking counsel? Are you changing in the right areas? Is your business growing? Because your business is a reflection of you. And you can't get away from that in this business. But you need to take serious counsel from someone upline. Now, if you go to your upline and you say we need counsel, and that upline gives you counsel, and there's tantrums, and you don't listen to what they have to say, and you've got your own 2 bobs worth anyway, is that good? Do you find that sometimes when you're counselled upline, they sometimes say things to you that may strike a nerve? Because that happens to Debbie and I with Peter and Angie. That's happened with us with Jim and Nancy Dornan. You wait till diamonds counsel diamonds. That's quite interesting. It's true. Always remember your upline is being plugged in and being counselled by somebody else. And counsel is to do with change. It's not to do with strategy. Strategy, I can tell you on the phone where to work, how deep. Get out of that living room, move into that one. What are you doing over there? That's not counsel. Counsel is actually getting a pummel stone and grinding it into your shoulder blade and trying to make it round instead of square maybe. And then maybe getting some sandpaper and, you know, your nose and rubbing sandpaper on your nose, man. That's how we counsel people. You understand? Because maybe your nose is too big and we've got to chop it off a little bit. Make sense? Are you counselling the right way though? When you leave counsel, are you a changed person? Do you go away and think about what you were counselled? Number 3, your work ethic. Do you understand this business takes work? Has anyone worked this out yet? Do you really understand this business? Do you really understand you need to do 20 plans a month or forget it? You're playing with it. How many good plans have you done this month? Think about it. If I was to do 20 plans, I reckon I'll do 4 good ones, maybe 5. If I was to do 5 plans, I don't think I'll find a good one. It comes back to the work ethic. And as I said last year, I did 100 presentations because I chose to do 100 presentations because I'm really focused in depth and we're not playing with this thing and we want to drive those legs deep and I'm going to get out there and draw plans and don't feel sorry for me because I'm your upline diamond and I want to do that. But if I want to take chunks of time off like I had 3 months off last year in one hit, I'll do that as well. But when I'm out there, I'm going to draw plans. And out of those 100 plans, I had 6 good presentations. Just 6. But out of those 6 plans came 6 directs. 6 directs multiplied by 7,500 PV is how much? 40,000 PV? 45,000. 45,000 PV. That just increased the turnover of our organisation by 100,000 a month. And if we increase the turnover of our organisation by 100,000 a month from doing 6 good plans, that's $1 million a year in turnover. Is that good? And when your turnover goes up, what happens to your income? What happens to those bonuses? What happens to the car you might be driving, the house you might be living in? You see, I'm doing the same thing last night on Thursday night in a living room as I was doing 5 years ago. Nothing changes. It takes work. But you need to understand the business that it doesn't take a lot of good plans to turn your business around. But yes, you have to do a lot of plans to find the small few that are good ones to change your business. And so that's the attitude I have when I go into that living room. Because if you find the right person or the right couple that want to build this business, it'll change your entire organisation. But 20 plans, guys. 20 plans. Do you understand that? Number 4, are you reading? Reading has been a weakness of mine. I've read more in the last 18 months than I ever have. The one thing I'm looking forward to about going to Europe is I'm going to do what Nancy Dornan taught me to do, and I'm taking 4 or 5 books with me because when you fly around the world, there's nothing else to do, and I'm going to read every single one of those books. But that's a weakness for me. But I'm working on that. But I do more reading now than I ever have. And I've just about finished a book, that book by Rich DeVos, Compassionate Capitalism, and there's one thing that really stands out there in that book, because there's always something that will help you change or help you move forward. And he said the reason why people fail in life is because they are too worried about what other people think they're doing. Yeah? Well, see, Debbie and I never had that problem. Have you got that problem? Are you really worried about what people think you're doing? Are you doing it though? Maybe you're doing nothing. You see, if you're not doing anything, no one really cares. They don't think about you. It's only when you're doing something they're going to actually think about you. Do you understand? So why don't you create some work and create that problem that, oh no, someone's actually thinking about me. Because if you don't actually do anything, they won't think about you. But when you pull up in the 911 5 years down the track, they'll think you did something in this business, but it's too late then because you got your freedom. Do you understand? But if you want to change, you need to read. If you work that out, who's reading? That Jack Doherty tape. He said it. Yeah, but I want to shut it down. It's 4 o'clock in the morning. Read. I'm tired, Jack. We're all tired. Only you can answer that question. But I know who's reading and who's not when I work with people. Number 5. Do you understand you need to know the facts about this business because the invite's getting more and more understood out there in the marketplace. You only have to pick up the phone and say, how are you going? They go, it's not the Amway business, is it? So you need posture. You need to know the facts. You need to plug into those tapes. Read those books. Stay close to your upline so you've got posture and say, yeah, it is the Amway business. Are you still broke? Yeah, it is the Amway business. You tell me how broke you are and how you've got no time. Well, we plug into a couple in their early 30s They just blink and they go to Disneyland. Where are you going? Redfern? You're going to have to get better at the approach. Do you understand that? You can't just use, "Hi, be at my place at 7:45. Are you open to a business proposition?" This is a high-tech business. Do you understand you need to change the approach? It has to be ethical, but get creative. Start changing this, baby. Do you understand that? And I love it. I'm itching to go wide again. But I can't, because I'm going deep. But when I go wide, I can't wait to run into some of them turkeys that go, "It's not Amway, is it?" You see my attitude? See the difference? What are you teaching your people? Are you teaching your people posture in that living room when they pick up that phone? There was a particular gentleman I was with last night when I did a Get Start session with this guy, 200 names on his list, real sharp couple, and I said the bottom line is forget the invite. I said use posture and smash them. Because that's the sort of invite you need. Have you worked that out yet? Do you understand that? Do you understand this business? Or are you still going around saying in the manual, learn the words, recite them, read them off the page, you'll get a perfect invite? Know the facts about this business though. Do you understand this business? Do you understand it'll do close to $1 billion in Australia? Has anyone worked that out yet? By end of the decade. That's only $700 million increase on what we're doing right now. Only $700 million. That's all. Well, if you look at what's happened with the first 300 million, which took 23 years in this country, and in the next 7 they're going to take it from 300 to $1 billion. I think that's called momentum. But every time we make that invite to that person, they're not lying in bed thinking, "Geez, I hope this guy's ringing me about the Amway business." Just pick up the phone and smash him. Give him the facts. Have some posture. Do you understand you need posture? You need it. People will not follow timid people. We have a powerful spirit, man. Humans have a powerful spirit. Use it. Don't be timid. People want us. No leader has ever been followed because he's a wimp. Do you understand that? But with that spirit comes love. And if you invite with compassion, which is what Rich DeVos spoke about, you'll break some of those barriers down, and some of those people will come and have a look at your Amway business, no matter what they thought it was about. But that takes change. Number 6, edification. Do you understand this business works on edification? Anyone work that out yet? Really? Some of you still struggle with it though. Some of you still draw the line between business and upline, who may be a friend. Do you understand? You've got to know where to draw the line. Edification is, I will just say nice things about my upline because I want to, or because I have to. It's because it just comes out. You understand that? It just should come out naturally. But we need to teach it because it's not a natural thing. But once it's been taught, it becomes natural. But the greatest weapon we have in the living room is edification. It's not your circles. And that's what I love about these pull-down meetings, is when we do these pull-down meetings, we can get around and edify all the Core Leaders Club people. And what that does is it sponsors people, new prospects in that living room. Are you giving your upline the power to help you? Or are you the big shot? I'll teach you one thing that I've learned about this business. I want to be number 2. I want Peter and Angie Ross to be number 1. Peter and Angie Ross have a much bigger organisation than Peter and Debbie Cox, so I'll be humble and I'll edify those guys and I'll do whatever they advise me to do, because sometimes Debbie and I have been close to bringing out the Peter and Debbie Cox Network 21 system. You understand that? We're all the same, but we check upline and then, whoa! You understand? You want to be number 2 in life. You don't want to be number 1. Because when you become number 1, the buck stops with you. That's what edification's all about. Number 7, do you understand how to do follow-ups? Really? Do you? Do you understand there's no point doing the plan unless you book a follow-up, and you've got to book it within 48 to 72 hours. And you need to make sure that both the husband and wife will be there when you go and do that follow-up. No half couples. No half couples invited to presentations and no half couples at follow-ups. 48 to 72 hours. Every time after that, every day after that, you're multiplying, compounding 50% less chance of bringing those people into the business. And when you do that follow-up, are you making sure you've got someone there to train how to do a follow-up, or are you just the big shot? You want to be able to do that follow-up and teach someone else how to do follow-ups. When you draw circles in those living rooms, you want to make sure you're not working on your own. You've got someone with you. Otherwise, you've just got an Amway job. You'll never get freedom. Never work this business on your own. Ever. Do follow-ups with potential Core Leaders Club people and do plans in depth with potential Core Leaders Club people. Now, here's the key. Yes, I got my Gold Eagle this month. I did 30 plans. 30 plans, man. But I didn't book any follow-ups. I get my moment of glory, the big Gold Eagle. But I didn't make any money. Business didn't grow. 20 plans a month, man. Back off. Make sure you get good at doing 20 plans a month and getting follow-ups. Understand? Before you start trying to do 30 plans a month. Don't try and bite off more than you can chew. Now, I'm going to ask you right now, how many people have you sponsored this month? Think about it. How many plans have you done? And how many people have you actually registered into this business? Think about that. Or are you just the most unbelievable Amway circle drawer, the man that the world has ever seen, but you just don't do follow-ups and no one gets in? Because maybe you're doing something wrong the way you run your in-home meeting. Do you understand? The in-home meeting needs to be run right. It needs to be tight. The edification needs to be in place. There needs to be an introduction. There needs to be a close. Maybe your posture's not good enough. Maybe you're too timid. Maybe you don't look people in the eye. Do you understand that? Maybe you think you give out information packs like lottery tickets, and because they take one, they're interested, and you find them stuck on your door when you go back out there after the meeting. Check upline. What's working for you and what's not working for you. But at the follow-up, it's business. It's not a game. When I go and do a follow-up, it's business. I'm talking eye to eye, and you're going to do it my way, Turkey, because I'm busy. Do you understand that? Now, you can be flexible with people. If they've got a money problem or a timing problem or whatever. But they're still going to follow you because you're the leader, you're the teacher. Do you understand that? I don't know. Have you got your mind around these principles? Number 8, are you plugging people into the system? Are you plugging them straight into that starter pack tape series? Are you edifying those speakers in that tape series during the in-home meeting and at the follow-up? Are you moving those Fast Track 1 tapes? Fast Track 2, Fast Track 3, Quicksilver tapes. Are you plugging people in? Have you got stocks of Fast Track 1, Fast Track 2, Fast Track 3 and Quicksilver tapes and your starter pack tapes? And do you have your own whiteboard? Or do you ring your upline and go, I need some tapes, I need some information packs, and can I have a lend of your whiteboard, please? Do you understand this is a business? You need to carry some stocks. You need to have a couple of Amway starter kits there. You know, 2 of those, 2 of them, blah, blah, blah. So when you're going out there and doing the follow-ups, you don't have to keep hassling your upline. Are you hassling your upline? Are you organised? Have you got everything set up? Do you have a feeling at home that I'm running a business? Because do you understand it's a business? And some of you may have been in this 3 years and you haven't worked that out yet. Are you getting people on that 100% user certificate? Real quick, 25 basic products. Are you getting people started at a seminar? Real quick. Do you carry those tickets? Are you plugging people in? Are you getting good at promotion? When you promote with posture. Just say, buy it. Do you understand? It's very simple. Non-negotiable. You need to be here. You just tell me you want to make money. See you on Saturday. That'll be $15 for your wife, $15, $30. Arrange a babysitter. Not a problem. I've got all your seats organised. Look forward to seeing you there on Saturday. Bye. You're doing those people a favour. We know once they come to one of these functions, you won't have to sell them any more tickets. They'll buy the next one.
That completes side A. Please fast forward to the end of side A, then turn the cassette over.
Profile for Success. Do you have that book? Are you using that book the right way? Do you understand that that is a tool? In the in-home meeting, just don't leave it lying there under the coffee table. Use it during the plan. When I do it, I talk about Peter and Angie Ross, Norman and Glenda Leonard, and Jim and Nancy Dornan. Use it. A great way to do it with this book is to put that book up with the Network 21 square and at the end and say there's $1 billion worth of business in this book. There's about 120 key people that you might want to read about over a cup of coffee, and if I can fit you in, I'll make a time because I'm busy. See the difference? Or do you just say, oh, there's a few dudes around here that are drawing circles and they're called diamonds? $1 billion worth of business. Pretty powerful statement. And you say, can't you see it? I love saying that to people. See it? There's $1 billion worth of business in here. But you can't see it. And you can't see what we see, so why don't you come and check out our world? Here's a ticket, here's a tape, see you on Friday. You understand that? I always get my numbers mixed up. Number 9. Teachability. Are you teachable? Do you understand you need to be teachable? Do you understand that your upline knows more than you about this business? And if they say you've got to change, you've got to change. If they say you're not drawing enough plans, you need to draw enough plans. If they say you're not wide enough, you need to go wide. If they say you're not dressing well enough, you've got to dress well. If they say you've got long hairs growing out of your nose, you've got to cut them out of your nose. You understand that? Do you understand? Are you teachable? I don't know. Do you understand you need to be teachable in this business? Do you understand you need to follow your upline around to be teachable, to learn? If you want to learn, watch the successful people in this business. Follow them in depth. Watch how they work in those living rooms. Go deep, deep, deep. Say, can I go to that pull-down meeting that you're doing on Thursday night? I'd really like to bring a couple of that, but I want to see how you draw that plan. It's up to your upline as to whether they'll let you come, but if they say yes, I'd be there. Don't stay at home on Thursday night and watch TV. Get out. Get somewhere. Learn. Get it into your blood. Get the business into your blood. Number 10, do you understand you need a good family life to make it in this business? Has anyone worked that out? You need balance. If you're a father out there with 3 kids and you haven't been home for 4 months because you're the greatest circle drawer that draws more plans than anyone else in the Amway business, but you haven't sponsored anyone for 4 months, I'd back off a bit. You need balance. Get that family unit right. That was something that Debbie and I had to really work on. And we didn't know how important that was. But when we look back, one of the most important things we've learned in 5 years at this level in the business is that we know if the family unit is good, if things are working well at home, if the wife is building up the husband is building up the wife, the kids are involved in the goal setting of the Amway business, they're dreaming about going to Disneyland and they're pushing mum and dad out to that meeting and there's no emotional pressure in that house, your business will grow. But if you're knocking heads all day long, having hand spats, best of luck. So what do you need to do to get that family life sorted out? No, I would advise you need at least one whole day off out of this business a week. And I know people come along and go, I can't find the time. Fine, disintegrate. Then you can hang around in the 40-year plan for the next 40 years. You'll have plenty of time to think about it. Number 11, 3 tapes a day. You're listening to 3 tapes a day. 1 in the morning, 1 on the way to a plan, 1 on the way back. I don't know. Average, minimum, 3 a day. You got to stay plugged in. I listened to that Nancy Dornan leadership tape yesterday, What Distracts You, I think it was. What a tape. But driving to that follow-up, not feeling great. John Layton beat me by 3 shots yesterday. But John distracted me. He did hit his golf ball in front of me, so Nancy taught me about that. But I wasn't very distracted by the time I walked into that living room to do that Get Start session. You understand? Just focused. How bad do you want it? See, as a diamond, I need to listen to those tapes. Do you want to know why? Otherwise, I'm just going to stay in front of the fire. I'll never get there. I'll have so many distractions, I'll never turn up. There's so much rubbish involved, isn't there, in this business? Yeah? Tough. Don't get distracted. 3 tapes a day will help you. Number 12. Are you on time? Do you understand you need to be on time? For a follow-up, for a plan, for a counselling session. Never keep your upline waiting at a counselling session because they may have 3 lined up that day. 3. And maybe you're number 2 in the queue and number 3's arriving in an hour's time and they've only given you an hour. You don't walk up to your upline and say, I want 3 hours time today, bucko. Just keep that in mind. And you see, if you start holding your upline up, you wait till your downline starts doing it to you. If you get it right with your upline, and I know people have kids, and I know they have work pressures, and they're out there driving the miles, and they're trying to do the business, and blah, 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 blah. Guess what? Leaders are never late. They're always on time. I can't stand being late. For anything. Be on time. But you'll only be on time if you understand this is a business, because what happens if you turn up to work late? But that's all right, isn't it? Because that's a real business. That's a real job. Number 13, do you understand this is not a game? This is hardball. This is a business. It's a business. It's not a game. We have people that say, but we thought it was going to be fun. Well, yes, it is fun. But first and foremost, it's a business. And there are things that you need to do in a business that you don't like doing, that may cause pain. That isn't fun. But if you want the end result, which is the money, the time, and the lifestyle, which equals fun in capital F, capital U, capital N, then it's a game. But I know that there are people that still don't understand that this is not a game, it is a business. If you had $100,000 tied up into this thing, would it be a game? So what I recommend you do is invest money into the business. The more you invest into it, the less you'll play with this thing. I wish it cost people $2,000 to register into this business. Not $200. What a joke. To start and get some products and plug into some tapes. You know? That's why it is a game. That's why we have those new people that go, well, I don't know whether I can fit Saturday in. If I said $100,000, they'd say, what time do we start? Is that how you treat your business? That's one thing that's always worked for Debbie and I. It's never been a game. It's always been a business. Always. Number 14. Is that right? Do you understand vital signs? Do you want the pin or the money? Do you want your moment of glory with your direct pin up here with 3 in your group? Because you sold 45 CMSs for 6 months in a row? Or would you rather 100 people here today with 1 or 2 CMSs going through a month, good solid business earning $2,000 a month? You need to be patient. The vital signs mean you need to be patient. And it may be that you have a goal set with your upline to hit a certain pin level at a certain time. And I know that we have counseled people and they have had their heart set on this goal, but their vital signs just haven't come together. It may not be because they weren't doing the work, it just hasn't happened. Well, then put it off. But are you teachable? Because we know when the upline comes in and says, but I don't know about that. We know that you want the goal. We know how bad you want it. That it's going to give you all that glory. You're going to feel great. But if it's not built on vital signs, you're going to struggle then. It's going to fall over. Hang back. That's what the vital signs are all about. That's why they're in place. But we'll never stop people from going over. You want to be a 21%er with 3 in your group? 1 on RT? Go for it. You won't get much speaking time though, I tell you. The vital signs are there to protect you. This business is longevity. Do you understand the vital signs are rules? Now you can say they're good rules or bad rules, but rules are rules. But that's why we have them. So that people will hit those pin levels at the right momentum and continue to grow. And guess what? Vital signs are frustrating. We want our organisation to be bigger than what it is. We want to see more silver. Man, we could pump up another 10 silvers on this stage next month. I already know of ones that will be up here next month on vital signs, but I know of a few that are real close that may not get the green light. You understand that? But we'd never stop you from going. But I tell you what, you got a long slog then between there and Gold Producer. Vital signs are there to help you guys. They were worked out by Jim and Nancy. Follow them. Are you looking at the number of applications you're bringing in? Are you looking at the number of people that are on RTs? And are you looking at the number of tickets you're selling? They are 3 real key vital signs you've really got to look at. How many apps did I bring in this month? How many people on the tickets? And how many people on the RTs? Study it. Get it into your mind. Set a goal. What goals have you set for the Success Seminar in May? How many people by then will you have on the tape program? How many apps do you need to bring in between now and the 22nd of May? And how many people will you have at that seminar? Understand? Think about it. How many are going to be on that tape program? Number 15. Are you working in the right living room? Do you understand that this business isn't just to do with running around showing plans wherever you want? You need to make sure you're working in the right living room. The right living room. How do you make sure you're drawing plans in the right living room? Check upline. Who are you checking upline with right now? Or are you just a maverick that doesn't have any communication with anyone upline? Just check. That's what Amlink's all about. Who feels if they hadn't checked upline this week, they would have worked in the wrong living room or made a mistake out there in the marketplace? Anybody? That's right. So it gives you a nice warm feeling that you're checking upline. Now, number 16. Do you understand you need to go deep? Do you have a goal of how deep you need to go between now and 12 months' time? Right now, I want to take a leg another 10 deep in the next 12 months. That's my goal. That's why I went out there with that wisdom tooth and stitches and Gugar, and I look like I've been hit by Muhammad Ali, a truck and a Bronco all in one. And I arrived on that doorstep. They joined because they felt sorry for me. Gonna be here today. I just said, "Fly here." I said, "Why?" I said, "Because I'm going one deep. I just do it, shortcake." Got a goal. That's what makes me get out there in them cold, rainy nights, leaving Boo Boo and Dane, who I now call Bruiser. Lock forward for Cronulla, 20 years, not a problem. And I went out there because I'm going one more deep. I'm going 23 deep, 24 deep, 25 deep, 26 deep. I'm focused. You understand? 2 deep a month. Is that how you work this business? Do you understand you need to go deep? Number 17. When you're driving depth, do you understand? Don't let the wrecks pass you by. Don't be 20 deep in a leg and go, "Wow, there's a diamond couple that joined 14 deep, 6 up. Can't go and help them guys. Bye. Hope you fail." Are you checking out what's going on in your business? Yes, you need to work at the bottom of the leg. The leaders always work at the bottom of the leg, but yes, there will be people that will come in higher up in the leg that you may need to go and do some get started sessions with and build a relationship and get them started and put 5 on their front line. And maybe that'll become your new taproot. You don't know. Just keep an eye on those things. Number 17. 18. Number 18. Are you spending 80% of your time with 20% of the people? Do you understand if you try and spend your time with everybody, nothing will happen? Who are you spending your time with? Who are you teaching? Who are you sowing the Amway business into? Who are you training? Who are you teaching to do the plan, to do follows, to move taste, to become a good promoter? Who are you taking down in depth? Who are you drinking coffee with? Who are you counseling? Who's core? Who's Leaders Club? Who's that next Quicksilver person? You understand that? Who are you focused on? Are you working with the next Quicksilver? Are you in the right leg? Is that where the next Quicksilver is going to come? If it is, just stay in there. You never pull out. Work in that Quicksilver leg. Number 19, are you moving from room to room when you're working depth? Are you going from living room to living room, or are you driving the same jacuzzi for the last 3 months? You're not working depth. If you want to know if you're building this business, you're lost. If you've got the Gregory's out and you don't know where you're going, you're building depth. You're doing it. But if you don't have the Gregory's out, you're not doing it. If you know where you're going all the time, you're not doing it. But make sure when you've got the Gregory's out, you're going deeper. And last but not least, is your heart changing towards people? Is it changing? Is it softening? Are you loving people, building them up, giving them time to grow? How's your heart? Is it like a block of concrete towards people, or do you have compassion for people? Are you giving them time? Do they feel that you're with them? Do they feel that you really care? Because if you're like a robot, forget it. How's your heart? Is it changing? All of our hearts need to change to make it in this business. And we look forward to seeing you guys in Hawaii. Thanks very much.